Something beautiful for this cold morning, even though it's getting warmer, getting into spring. Welcome back. You're making mac and cheese.
Yeah, mac and cheese, very very popular item when it comes to the catering side of the deli, but ours is a little different.
It looks delicious.
Yeah, a few different cheeses.
Let's show folks what they need to get together. Probably some stuff they just have at home.
Yeah, it's very easy. Just a little milk, flour, little butter to make our roux, and then the cheeses that we're going to use, we have a little Parmesan or Pecorino, whatever you want to use, ricotta cheese. We have a little cheddar cheese here, and then one of my favorite cheeses, mascarpone cheese, which is more like your dessert tiramisu cheese, but I use it more savory.
When my kids were little, like when they just started eating pasta, I would mix that with the tomato sauce, so it made it a little bit richer,
yeah,
buttery.
that's one of my favorite things to eat.
Isn't it? It makes
tomato,
it rich
yeah,
and
yeah. It's better. It's a little healthier than butter, even though we have a pound of butter sitting behind it. But
oh my God, my heart.
But that's a very good cheese for macaroni and cheese. One of my favorites.
Explain to me what the difference between Pecorino and like Parmesan.
Pecorino is a sheep's milk cheese.
Oh, right.
It's a little, I'd say, a little saltier, tangier sort of flavor. They're both good for this application, but Pecorino sheep's milk, Parmigiano Reggiano is cow's milk cheese.
And do you think the key for making a macaroni and cheese successful, if you're doing it from homemade, is the roux? Because I never even thought of it.
I do. I think so, because it stabilizes it, makes it rich and creamy without using like heavy cream. So since we're just using milk, whole milk, if you have a roux, a good roux, which is equal parts flour and butter or flour and fat, that holds the milk. It thickens up the milk and makes like a white sauce, and then you can stir all your cheese into that, as opposed to just using like straight heavy cream, which is also more expensive.
Can you use skim milk? Will that make a difference in the roux?
You can. I never have before, but what happens with the roux, if the roux is the fat and the flour, if you put the skim milk into that, it will thicken it up. But then again, you're kind of, even though you're using skim, you're throwing tons of cheese in it after. You could give it a try.
Is the extra bowl worth that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of milk, you know what America's favorite milk cookie? Oreo?
Really good. I had a few the other day.
They're celebrating a big birthday. We're going to talk to our web producer, Emily Linehan, about Oreo's 100th. From Joe's Deli, and we are making the key component to a successful mac and cheese.
Yes, the roux. So what we had is 4 tablespoons of butter, 4 tablespoons of flour. I melted the butter down, added the flour, and as if you can kind of smell how it's it has like a real nutty aroma to it. It's starting to turn a little blonde color or like a brownish color. That's perfect.
And that's just the flour and the butter.
That's flour and butter. It smells wonderful already.
Yep.
So this is where you want to get to before you add your milk. Okay. Because now the flour, the raw taste of the flour has been cooked out. So then what we'll do is we'll just slowly whisk this in.
I think you just hit the key there. Whenever I've made a roux, I don't think I got past that point and cooked the flour enough, because you can taste the flour.
Exactly. You're cooking that raw flavor, the raw flour flavor out. And what also helps to a nice trick, so it's not lumpy, if you heat your milk up first, or your cream or whatever you're using as the base, it helps without the there's no lumps then. I just put it in. I put it in cold, but we'll just whisk it up good. Warm stock, warm milk, no lumps.
And just boil it.
Exactly.
Okay, we'll continue stirring that. When we come back, we're going to put this whole thing together and then try it.
Absolutely.
You're a great teacher.
Right on.
We are going to take a break right now, and you ever go somewhere or want to buy something, you read all the reviews, you don't always trust them. We're going to have Peggy Penders from the Better Business Bureau tell you why, give you some tips. That's when we come back. We are getting ready to put together the mac and cheese. This looks a lot different
Yes,
now.
it is. This is now, if you know, in fancy terminology, this is a bechamel sauce.
Is it because you added all the milk in there? Is that why it just grew?
I added about 6-7 cups of milk, but the reason it's this thickness is because of the roux. So this is your base for your macaroni and cheese. I didn't add any cheese in here yet. This is just from the roux. So what we also have now, which is a little, you know, this can't hurt at all, some garlic.
Garlic never hurts.
You could add it now. You could have added it while you're making your roux, which would also like kind of saute the garlic. So we'll just mince up a few cloves. that's kind of, it goes very well with it. It's almost like a...
How come you smushed it before?
I always, for instance, these are already peeled, but if you had garlic that had the skin on,
Yep.
to get the skin off of it, you
gotta
just
hit it,
smash
yeah,
it
and then it
down.
comes out.
Yeah, but I like to smash it just because it's fun. But just to, you already start to mince it up. You know, it's halfway done after you smash it. So what we'll do is we'll throw some of our garlic in, and now these are just the cheeses that we use at the deli or for our catering. But we have a little cheddar cheese. We have some of our Parmesan cheese, or like we said, we could use Pecorino.
What is that, Parmesan?
This is Parmesan. We have some ricotta cheese right here. And then, like I said, one of my favorites, we have mascarpone cheese, which is traditional in tiramisu, but I like it in...
It's like butter.
It is. It is, and that's actually one of the recommendations they have on the container, is to just spread it with spread it on bread, or use it with maple syrup. Very good. So now that's it right here. Here's your cheese sauce.
Are you putting it on a low heat?
I have it on low. What I recommend, just for the sake of not burning it, is after you've made your bechamel, which is the white sauce, and you added your milk to the roux, you can actually turn the heat off. And the residual heat from the sauce will now melt the cheese, and you don't risk burning it on the bottom. And this is basically it right here. So now you have this rich, delicious cheese sauce. You could add hot sauce to this, Worcestershire sauce.
You can just flavor it.
You could flavor it any way you want. You could put jalapenos in it. You could put bacon in it.
Or just your fork.
Or just your fork. And that's basically the cheese sauce right here. But like I said, this is the basic bechamel sauce, which was the white sauce. You could add any flavor, any cheeses you want. You don't just have to add these four cheeses.
It's like a buttercream frosting that you want to add into your
Exactly.
chocolate or
You're exactly
whatever.
right. Now what I have here is some cooked elbow macaroni. You could use any pasta, like I said, with the cheeses, but you just go right over the top with this and stir it around. And this is actually, you could eat this just like this. This is like your normal mac and cheese, but what my suggestion is on the recipe is you could put this in a crock, a nice crock, and bake this till it's nice and golden brown and bubbly.
Do you put like breadcrumbs or something
You
on
could
top
put
of it?
breadcrumbs on top. You could put more. Go ahead and give it a taste. You could put more.
If you insist.
Yeah. You could put more grated cheese. A really good suggestion is some Ritz crackers on top. Are excellent, but
What about potato chips?
oh yeah, that would be really good. And of
I was
course, I'm
serious.
making a mess here because we want to make as much macaroni and cheese as possible.
I don't want to forget.
Go
How are
right
your
ahead.
kids? How are your sons?
Very
The new
good,
one.
very good.
Charlie?
Charlie was a good boy for me yesterday. We were all by ourselves yesterday, and he actually behaved himself for once.
How old is he now?
He's going to be 3 months on the 8th of March.
And he's already talking and stirring soup.
Stirring soup. We went out for lunch yesterday. He had a sandwich. No.
Just kidding.
Yeah. No, but he was good. He was a good boy. Thank you for asking.
Oh, well, good. And your other son, Sam?
Sam, this is one. I always usually make
bet.
his favorite stuff on Winging It. Between this and the fried chicken last week, this is his greatest hits.
You have to bring the family on once.
Oh, I will. Believe me, you guys will know we're here.
I can't wait. All right, we're going to take a break right now. Amelia will come back and tell you what to expect outside. But we're going to treat you with Eric Ferguson playing a tune for us. All right, we're doing something very creative. It's Chef Chris's, actually, from Joe's Deli. You're going to be, if you have leftover macaroni and cheese.
So what we do at the deli all the time, if I have catering that calls for mac and cheese, which is very frequent, everyone loves mac
Everybody
and
loves
cheese.
it.
I'll make extra and I'll put it into a pan or a casserole dish. And the next day, when it chills out and it's firm, I'll cut little wedges of it and bread them. And then what we'll do is we'll fry them.
Just like a Rice Krispie bar.
And I put them right in the deli case, and these sell like hotcakes.
Like eat with soup or something, just
So
something
people
little?
will order one of these and get like a soup or a salad, and they have like a little crispy macaroni and cheese or fried macaroni and cheese. And this mimics like more or less everyone likes the crispy edges on on macaroni and cheese that comes out of the oven. So this is like that in a nutshell. You get
That
a
is-
whole nice little crispy macaroni and cheese.
All right, I'm gonna give you a little plug though, in case somebody's interested in something like this or all your other creative. I have to tell you that pickled chicken that you made the last
Yeah.
time you were here, I made it last night. My family just loved it. You guys at Joe's Deli, you're starting up a new catering
Yes,
company.
Buffalo Catering Company, which we're going to try and launch late March. It's actually right down the street from our location, Joe's Deli. We're going to be trying to appeal to a mass crowd. We're going to be doing higher end stuff,
Weddings,
parties,
Christmas.
from soup to nuts, anything you want. I mean, from a small football party or hopefully
To a
Sabres
fancy
playoff
schmancy.
party. To a high-end wedding, to a pig roast even we've done in the past. So
All right, I'm gonna have a little party of my own. Come on, ladies. These are my good friends.
Nice.
Perhaps you met them, Laura and Amelia.
I brought my fork.
Yeah, so I have my fork too. We have to get Amelia one as well.
Dig in.
And you are a CIA graduate.
no, I actually graduated from Pennsylvania Culinary
Oh,
in
Pennsylvania
downtown
Culinary.
Pittsburgh.
And so you actually know how to make all these fancy dishes.
I
and
do.
It shows
That's
every
what.
time.
Yeah. But this is my favorite stuff to me. I mean, this is good old comfort food.
And everybody loves it.
I need a fork.
Okay. All
Oh my
right.
goodness.
Well, you guys enjoy this. Now, after you fry these, you can finish them right in the oil. But if you pop them in the oven for a second too, to finish melting what's inside, you'll be good to go.
That
But
is so crispy and light. I mean,
Okay.
it's not light, but
well, we can pretend that it
That's
is.
delicious. You know that we are doing a mac and cheese challenge.
and
I heard.
Well, this is going to start us off. You kicked it off. You set the bar high. We're going to tomorrow on Winging It Buffalo Style. We're going to have Katie from Merge. She's going to come and challenge
Wait till the
this.
one comes out of the oven. That's what the good stuff right there.
and also tomorrow we'll teach you how you can help crown the best macaroni and cheese in Buffalo.
And we're going to continue Women's History Month, but now we're going to send things over to Eric from
Eric.
Williamsville North.